Wow, y'all. Okay, welcome. Today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary is showing. We're running a few minutes late because I was indulging a bit, and Dee and I were bouncing an awareness, really a truth that's coming. It's like an illumination that has me right now in the state of pushing the edges of my expansion.
Yes.
It's like, whoa, hold on a second. I understood it this way, but there's this new awareness and embodiment that Dee's bringing in through her personal experiences and her connection as they share that intelligence that's evolving within us. So we can talk about what's coming in, what's new, how we're navigating through the energies. And yes, we are going to talk about the creation process. And I think this is a vital component of that.
Well, it's really everything about it. Let me just start by telling everybody I have had the week from HELL. They canceled both my flights. I've never had a flight canceled or delayed in the history of me traveling. They lost both my bags. This is 7 days. I just got a call that they found them. Okay. We go down for a weekend of family celebration. Lanny forgets to pack the bag, so we have no clothes. I mean, they sent us up to the room in the Hilton. The TV didn't work. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, sound familiar to anybody? Yes. So, yeah. So, and then on the other side, all these fabulous things are going on. Booking series, TV series and movies. And so I finally sat down and I said, all right, channel, you're going to tell me what's going on here, because this is not how my life goes. And like I said to John, you could have blown me over with a feather. It was the belief that we are all sinners and we have to pay for our sins. So the more good you create in your life, if you have that belief, because as you believe, that is the reality of your life that's delivered to you per your belief system. If you have that belief, then the better and more you create, you got to figure out some way to pay for it. And boy, I sure did. Wow. So then the information came in, and you are the first. I haven't even taken this out to my community. You're the first guys getting this information. And then they said, there's an expansion of the understanding of what I've been teaching for years. Yes, everything's energy, but you all still think that energy has consciousness. And energy had no consciousness until it decided to have consciousness. And it decided, is that the highest word? Yes, that's the highest word. To create this illusion of, now everybody don't get plugged in here, just wait till I'm finished. This illusion of God in sinning, and that we're all sinners, and that sinners have to pay the price for their good or for their bad. So in the beginning, there was only energy. And energy decided to have a consciousness. And that consciousness said, you know what? We're going to create this belief system so that one day people can wake up and really get the truth of their own empowerment. That all they are is energy. Everything is energy. And whatever consciousness you want that energy to have, it will take on. That's really, except what John and I, can I share, John, about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Show the picture.
Oh my God, let me pull it up. Okay.
Except, and this came in because John shared his new little grandson.
I was guided to. It's like, I need to show this to you to see how this is relevant.
And then the channel said, except for them. Everybody, all energy, all other energy and embodiment owns that belief in paying for our sins, but not the new guys coming in. How exciting is that? And the more then that we shift our belief and our knowing around that, the more we create, those are the two highest words, a free and loving world. So the world isn't creating us. God isn't creating us. We are defining the energy through what we consciously choose to define the energy as, which can or won't save this physical world as we know it. I'm surprised I'm still in my chair. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty big stuff.
What you also shared prior to us going live was the highest form of the word.
Yes, this came in. This was the last thing the channel brought in during my big 3-day training that I had about a month ago, is the highest word for God is energy. And really, when you think about it, energy is omniscient, omnipresent, it's everywhere. We create everything out of energy, don't we? So it's kind of interchangeable, except energy. The word energy doesn't have the dogma and the fear and all of those limited old teachings from our childhood that we're all still trying to get on top of.
It's unbiased, and it's actually very grounded in our understanding, even in human form, of what energy is.
Yes.
So it's like science has been able to give us a very clean explanation of what energy is, and we can understand that from this perspective. It's not outside of us. It's not something we have to reach. It's not aloof.
It's who we are.
It just is.
Yeah. It's literally the energy. We are the energy.
So we don't have to be like God. We are like energy.
Exactly. And you can direct energy to be toward love, and you can direct energy to be toward hate, and anything in between. And that's why they're saying the more, I'm working with a pendulum here, if you're wondering what I'm doing with this hand that you can't quite see. That's why it's up to us. So if you want to take it really far out there, God isn't creating us, we're creating God. Because we're creating out of the energy, the love, the hope, the joy, or the hate and the judgment and the fear. And the world will, our physical world on this planet must follow our direction. And you're seeing that playing out everywhere in politics. You have people all the way over here, and you have people all the way over here. And then the energy is going, all right, whatever group gets the majority of the energy, that's the way is that still a truth? Yep, my understanding is still correct about that. It's the 100th monkey syndrome, right? When the majority of energy groups together on one side, that's the side that the energy takes for direction. If it's half and half, the energy sort of goes, all right, I'll wait, because I don't have a clear direction. Which is, John, okay, which is what most of all of us, I'm being corrected, are doing. We're fighting ourselves, right? We want it and we don't want it. We want it and we're afraid we can't have it. We want it and we don't know if we're able to do it. We want it and we were told as little people, don't want it too much because you won't be a good person. So when all of our energy that is creation is integrated toward one clear goal and intention, then our lives change. I've got a great example. I was not booking any TV. I don't think I booked any TV for 2 years. And I went, okay, this is weird. So I sat down, I went, all right, I'm going to write down, which I urge all of you to do. I'm going to write down all my beliefs about working in TV. Well, TV isn't as creative. Well, they don't let me be as creative when I come in. It's more limiting. They don't respect my body of work. I have films offering me just offers all the time. TV, always got to audition. So I'm looking at all these beliefs and I'm going, well, why would I want to give that to me? If I believe all those things about TV, why would I really want to create working in TV? And that's what we all do. So I consciously started to feel love around working in TV and excitement about, and I said, I'm attracting all the people who honor me as an actor and who honor my body of work, and people that are creative, and they're going to love me bringing in my creative ideas. It took me a month and a half, John. I had 3 offers come in the same week.
Wow.
But that's how it works. You've got to shift you, and then you literally magnetize to you what you're saying you want if you're in harmony with what you're saying you want. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And getting into authentic harmony, it's really, it's a knowing ourselves.
Absolutely.
And it's a repatterning of the nervous system. It's to understand the mind and the body and the spiritual body and the relationship that sends the creation process in motion.
Absolutely. The way I understand it is that if we don't acknowledge that little nagging thing that we hear or we feel, and we just push through, we keep pushing through, we keep pushing through, we keep pushing through, pretty soon it will show up as a physical malady in your body, because then it will get your attention. So let's look at that from the perspective of, that's interesting. Let's explore that for a minute. How does that work then with directing energy? Because you're saying, I'm not going to look at it. Oh, well, they're giving me so much clarity about my work. I love it. So anytime we say, I don't want something, or I'm not going to look at it, or I'm not going to deal with it, your brain thinks in pictures, and it literally brings you dealing with it without dealing with it.
Mm.
Did I say that clearly enough? So,
yeah.
you know, if you watch when your little grandson gets a little older and you say to him, don't touch that TV, he'll look at you and he'll smile and he'll go right over and touch that TV. Because when you say don't do something, your brain sees you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then your energy takes that direction. So, you know, how many of us a day say, gosh, I just don't know. I don't know what to do.
Mm.
Your brain and your energy then cannot bring you the information of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired. Oh my, I'm so tired. All your brain sees is you getting more tired. That's what your energy creates. That's a direction for your energy. In any form, anything that we say after I am directs our energy.
That's beautiful, Dave. So what would you tell people who are listening or watching right now of what they can do instead of, I don't know?
I know. And it's crazy to watch it work, you guys. My guy, I love him, but he's an electronics engineer. So his brain's on one side, my brain's way on the other, right? And he almost daily, he loses something. I don't know. I can't. I said, say, Lanny, say, I know exactly where it is. I'm telling you, he comes in 10 minutes later. He says, I found it. But we're just so indoctrinated into defaulting to the negative statements, right? If I said, I don't know how to act, I just don't know how to act, Mr. Spielberg. You think he's going to hire me for ET?
Oh, God.
I wouldn't. But I wouldn't have even gotten to his office if I'd said that in the first place. I wouldn't have left Kansas to go to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have to say, I am doing this. Make a clear choice and say, I am doing this.
So Dee, how do we relate this to all these opportunities and this balance that was coming in for you and the signs of losing your luggage and the TV not working and things just kind of like toppling down a little bit like dominoes for a while to get your attention perhaps, or to redirect, or how can we
Well, it was definitely to get my attention to do the work. So I would have this information come in. And actually, you know, I talked a lot about it on the show because they said, you have to talk about it on the show because everybody's got to come together to bring this information in.
Mm.
And then I got an email from one of my clients who's very far along in the work. And he said, Dee, what are you getting by creating all this? Which is one of my questions I ask on the show. And that's what brought in, we have to pay for our sins.
Wow.
I mean, there's nothing in me consciously that feels like I still believe all that stuff that I learned when I was a child. But you know, John, we've done so much work with the little child. The little child is trying to keep us safe.
Mm.
And it says, no, Dee Dee, you can't be too big and you can't make too much money because God won't love you and people will judge you. And besides, they're the rich people. We're the good people. So, you know, when ET hit and I catapulted and I started making all this money. My little girl went, you better stop, you better pull back, you better not go there, you better. And it took me a year to really come forward again. Thank God that one of my other producers that I'd worked for brought me Cujo, because that really was what brought me. I wanted to do that part so badly that I overcame those old childhood beliefs. I laughingly say, you know, my family taught me you never need more than you need.
Mm.
And it took me till I was 30 years old to realize I really need to go to Hawaii once a year. You know, and they taught us all these things out of the goodness of their hearts. They were taught these things. They thought they were true, but they're limiting, guys. They're limiting you. And we, from everything that I understand, we choose the families we're born into for the lessons we want to learn. So I chose a family who was financially strapped, to say the least, unstable, and yet had really strong maternal figures that taught me a lot of integrity and truthfulness and qualities that really make me love who I am.
Mm.
But I wanted to learn that my worth, whether I have it or I don't have it, my worth isn't about the money. My worth is my consciousness. And what my consciousness does with that money, that defines my self-worth around money.
Right. So, you know, you've gone through periods of these crescendos, if you will, of getting to the point of discovering what it is, redirecting the energy and creating opportunities as you're in relation with this energy. But that hasn't stopped you from creating when blocks would come up. Some would say, well, let me clear this up and let me get it perfect and let me get it to a particular point before I try to create something, because I don't want it all to fall away. I mean, there's a paradox that there's so much fear that so many people would be in their comfort zone that they don't want to create something anew if it means that a foundation might have to fall apart, because information like this may come up that would cause something outside of them, supposedly, to disrupt that new wave, that next level of safety that they created for themselves.
But that's paying for your sins.
Yeah.
That's the core belief of paying for your sins. If you do something wrong, and in a lot of families, our little people were taught that being too successful and being too happy and making too much money was wrong.
Or who do you think you are?
Exactly. Who do
Yeah.
you think you are? So you're wrong for doing that.
Yeah.
And if you're wrong, you've got to pay for your sins.
Mhm.
And there's nobody and nothing standing over us with that belief system in hand, except our own consciousness that we have to shift. And when we shift that look, as soon as I got to it all and I shifted it all, got a call this morning. Hi, we found your bags.
Amazing.
Yesterday, they didn't have a clue where they were. Not a clue.
Wow. I had an analogy that I shared on the call recently, and I was equating the person I was talking to. It's like, imagine yourself being at the school auditorium, first grade, and you've been picked. You won this prize for this thing that you've done, and you're center stage, and all the kids from all the grades are in the room watching you. And you're so empathic that you feel everything. You're excited about what you're about to receive, but you pick up on the energies like, who does she think she is? Or so-and-so should have gotten it instead, or I should have gotten it. And you feel those energies. And then you feel the energies like, oh my God, she's amazing and how cool. And I want to be with her. And I wish I could have it. You feel the happiness of people. I'm so happy for her and all this. And then you feel other people with other emotions that are coming in.
And they're both you, John.
Exactly.
They're
Right.
both you. So
Exactly.
which one are you going to pick?
Mm.
You know, I wish I could go remember the Indian story about the two, is it the two wolves?
The two wolves, right? The black and
Yeah.
white, right.
I, you know, from the time memorial, we've been getting this message. The end of The Wizard of Oz. You had the power all along, Dorothy. You just didn't choose. You didn't think you were powerful enough to go home.
Wow.
E.T. Home.
Yeah.
Go home. You know, it's not by accident that I was matched with that movie, because E.T. taught you have to keep your heart open, which is love, right? You have to know what you want. He wanted to go home. He was going to do anything to go home, so he was committed. And then he allowed the universe of those little children to bring him record players and everything else they had, so that he could create a way to communicate so he could get home.
Mm.
It's everything I teach.
Oh my God. Well,
I know, it's crazy.
No, it's amazing. Let's get into your teaching. And I want to get into this, y'all, before we take live questions, because this is powerful work. And Dee knows this creation process. And again, I love that this came up for you. Months ago, I was in a stage where I was overwhelmed, not because things weren't going well, but because I had so many choices. I got to that point of the creation process, like, what do I do with all this, and how do I choose and do all this? And it's like, and even in choosing one, and it was a chaotic energy to be with as I acclimated. And
okay, stop. That's the highest question. Why was that chaotic energy? Oh, that's great. Okay, sheets. But give me a song, John. Any song that pops in.
We are family.
I've got all my sisters with me.
Yeah.
It's chaotic because you feel like you're leaving family.
Mm.
You feel like you're going to be separated. You feel like you're going to rise above, which is going to leave other people. That's the highest understanding. And they're reminding me, when I worked in Australia, they have a thing called the tall poppy syndrome, where you're never supposed to grow taller than the tallest poppy around you.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're never supposed to be bigger or more successful or make more money than the biggest person surrounding you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but we've got the same thing here. We just call it religion. Well, it's true.
And the tax that we're paying is our belief system and putting ourselves down.
Yeah. You're describing exactly what I literally had to make a list of my schedule for the next 2 months, because like you, I was getting overwhelmed. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've got all the, so again, my channel's big on lists. I wrote out all the dates, what I'm doing, so that my consciousness could keep things in balance and literally know how much time I had to prepare for each thing. Your overwhelm is a little different. And it's back to that chaos thing. John, I love you so much.
I love you too.
You don't have to leave your grandson to do all this stuff.
Yeah, that was big. That was a tug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You know you're connected to him wherever you are. But you see, that makes it clear to us what we don't want. So you want clarity and clear choice around the highest choices for you while you create special, amazing time with your family. That's the whole thing of what you want, right?
Chills. Yeah.
And making a lot of money, as you should.
Right.
See, that's a way we pay for our sins.
Absolutely.
Wow. So what do I want? I want the rest of the 2 months, the next 2 months, to flow, just flow easily. Everything's in flow, and I stay in the moment, and I make money, and I'm healthy, and I'm happy, and I stay in the love of everything I do. It's when I leave that's when I start going, instead of, oh, wow, I get to do this, and I get to go help them, and I get to speak here, and you know.
And that's an act of self-love as well.
Oh, well, it all starts with self-love.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you don't love yourself unconditionally, why would you want to choose to walk yourself through this empowerment?
Right.
You know, you're not going to choose to do it, which is paying for your sins.
So amazing. You're putting together a program for us that's just, it's like next level of anything you've created before, and everything that you create is always next level. So this is extraordinary. April, do me a favor and put the link in the chat box. Everybody on the call, you all have to click on the special offer link. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have this understanding and embodiment in the way that Dee is sharing it with you. This is so powerful and really alleviates
the chaos,
the tethering, the chaos.
Yeah.
That we think that somehow we have to go through. And what a beautiful time for this.
Well, I'm just excited about this. You know, when you wanted to know if I would come back, I thought, you know, I want to give something different. I want a more personal experience with everybody. And so when I asked you, I was so thrilled that you went, oh my God, I really love this idea.
God, yes.
So we're doing 5 one-hour webinars about all the different subjects in your life, where I can give you the highest information and we can take questions and answers so that I can really personally be there with everybody and experience this together, you know.
This is phenomenal because you really break it down. You really break it down by the information you receive, by your personal experience, and with science as well. So you bridge it all together into truth, and it's that it all gets revealed.
And we're going through every subject that anybody would want to know about. And by the way, they all dovetail into each other, right? So if you want success, you have to have your beliefs about money in place. You also have to have your beliefs about relationships in place. Because if you think everybody's out to get you, you're not going to attract people that will help you create success. I mean, they just all everything intertwines with however you choose to direct that energy.
What's fascinating also, what's so on point, not fascinating, because I don't want to create it out of this world fascinating. What's so on point and what you're talking about, Dee, also is our ability, our capacity, our innate skill of directing energy.
Yeah, and we're the only ones that can do it, guys. You know, John and I can bring you the information. You are the only one that can work with your own energy and direct it toward what you want. So, you know, I don't believe in soundbite fixes. I believe in constant, conscious creation. It's like, you know, if you go on a diet for 3 weeks and then you go off it, you gain all the weight back, and we all know that, right? Well, energy is the same way, and manifestation and creation is the same way. So whatever you do today, whatever you focus on, whatever you feel love into, you're creating right now in this moment. And it may show up a month and a half later, like my TV office.
I love that. I love that. In
So
the past, when I worked with people, that's all. It's like, you'll really see results. There'll be a significant shift of what you're creating. Give it 3 months and you will see.
absolutely.
And it's speeding
If
up
you do it,
if you do it.
live it, if you live it.
Right. So let's go through the sessions, Dee.
Okay.
So, and these are all live sessions. It's like you live with everybody on this call.
Yep.
All right. First sessions, it's August 27th. So the principles of energy and how they work.
So important if you're going to manifest anything. Because if you don't really understand energy and how it works, you don't understand the direction of it. And then everything is like, oh, well, maybe it'll happen. Gee, I'd be lucky if it had happened. These are laws that actually, once you know the formula and can really use it in any area of your life, anything. So that's what part 1 is.
Well, and I want to invite everyone on this call listening to the replay as well. We've been involved in this consciousness and in community and having these discussions for a long time now. And a lot of time when there's new work that appears that may have similar vernacular, people say, oh, I know that, and I already know that. I can skip that step and go to the next, or no, I'm okay. I can already know that, so I don't have to spend time in this or money or energy, because I'll skip to step 3 because 1 and 2 is like, I got that. And I'm inviting you to come into this with an innocent mind. That picture I showed you of my grandson, come in with that energy.
Yeah. Oh.
And see what awakens, what gets stimulated, what you find out that you didn't know that you get to know now, and how that serves you. So that's the first session. Again,
and I can tell you, speaking to what you just spoke to, every time I do a webinar, because like minds working together, bring everything in, there is always huge breakthroughs that we bring in together. It's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Oh, with what you bring in, it's always like, wow, okay. And
yeah.
Expansion. It's like, oh, wait, there's an edge that's being pushed and vibrating, and you can feel it. And how wonderful, how exciting, how exciting.
Yeah, it's oh my God, this is what it means moment, you know. And session 2, we're all interested in creating health in our body and our mind. I remind you that the mind has to come first, because as you believe, it is delivered to you. And if you don't focus and listen to those beliefs that are coming up, they will finally manifest in your body. You know, the channel says the energetic basis of COVID was the fear of not having any control. So what did COVID do? Took away all our control.
Wow.
The energetic basis to cancer is anger. And you can read so many testimonials of people that have said, oh my God, getting cancer was the best thing that could have happened to me. It opened my eyes to what I wasn't doing, who I really was, how angry I was in my life, and it really turned my life around.
Amazing.
So that's a lot of what we will be talking about in session 2. And the belief systems around health. Like, let me just throw out to you, do you guys actually know that you're the highest doctor you can see? Or do you believe you have to defer to somebody else to heal you or keep you healthy? And session 3, manifesting money. Gosh, none of us are interested in that, right? Well, okay, so you have to know how to work with energy to do that. And you have to be healthy, don't you? You have to be healthy to make money. That's what I mean. They all dovetail together. I've shared with you already a lot of the limiting beliefs that I was raised with from my church-based home. And I have also done a lot of work with people who come from wealthy homes and they can't make money. One reason was because they really resented the fact that their parents were gone all the time making money.
Wow.
So they had no close family experiences, and they don't want to do that to their family. So they're not going to go make money because subconsciously they have connected making money with parents not being present, and they don't want to create that in their lives.
That's huge, Dee. That is huge.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
Wow.
is. Session 4 is the art of brilliant relationships. So important. One of my favorite subjects. The most important relationship is with yourself. A good example is if you look down upon yourself and you're judging yourself all the time, and you don't think you have a lot to offer, and you're looking for a significant other. Let's just say you walk into a room with, I'm going to pick guys because I'm talking from a woman's perspective right now, but it works both ways. And you walk in and there's 5 gorgeous, amazing, successful men, all whom want to honor and respect and take care of you. And you go in and you go, oh gosh, you guys, you're all so wonderful. And I'd be so lucky to have a relationship with any of you. But I just want you to know, I don't think very much of myself. You know, I think I'm kind of a dud. And I have a lot of judgment going on about me. I'm not very powerful in my life. So who would like to have a relationship with me? You know, who do you think's going to walk forward? You have to be the energy that attracts the person you want to be with, right? And then you have a relationship with money, some of which we've talked about. You have a relationship with your body, which is where a lot of us judge ourselves. So your relationship with yourself, everything starts there. Everything you create starts there because you are the light and the energy that creates.
Yeah.
Then it moves out into, I've worked with so many people in their relationships in their office, John,
Mm.
where they have this dynamically agitated relationship with a coworker. And I work with them on seeing, first of all, opening themselves up to being able to love no matter what, and sending love and getting up every day and saying, today I'm going to love that person and I'm going to get love back from that person. And do you know, pretty much within a month, that person either is sent to work in another office or makes a 360-degree turn, and they end up to be really good working mates.
Wow.
Crazy to watch.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. And I love the alchemy of all of this that you're bringing through. So health, the manifestation, so the worth piece, right?
Yeah.
And then it's the relationship. And if we don't think we're worthy or we provide value in our inherent being,
why would we want to make the money?
Exactly.
Which brings us to success, I think.
It does.
Yeah. I love that picture. Yeah.
Yes.
So how many feel like that about what you're doing right now?
Nice. Yeah.
You know, you went into overwhelm, I went into panic instead of going, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But you and I are conscious enough with our energy to realize that and shift it so that we continue to create great things in our lives.
For sure.
And that's really what it's about, guys. Can't be successful if you're not healthy. You can't be successful if people hate you and you can't have good relationships. You can't be successful if you got hang-ups with money and stuff. So again, all of it dovetails together in a beautiful synchronicity of manifestation.
It's beautiful. And the refinement that happens with all this polishing, I'll call it. It's like princess in the pea syndrome. Once there's like a little rub or something that's off, you can't help but to feed it immediately because it wants to align with your highest. And our capacity to adjust course through that awareness becomes exponentially faster. It's a thought away. And so
you just have to move your attention from, wow, that damn pea, to, oh, wow, I'm sleeping so good.
Yeah, or dang, thank you, Pete. I can adjust and sleep better, right? It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, a pea. Boom. There it goes.
Exactly. Yeah, this is fantastic. All Dee Wallace live sessions, really an alchemy for creation that you can follow along, that you can embody, that it's right there. It's not so esoteric and out there and energetic transmissions. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's all that and this inner matter for you to get into the complete creation process with the way that she's materializing in her life and shows up and communicates through her channel, with her channel. Everything Dee does, you can do and more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So y'all take advantage of the special offer. The link for the special offers in the chat box. If you don't know where to find it, look at the bottom of your Zoom page, look at the chat box, and you'll see on it, click it, and you'll see a blue link pop up. In case you still can't find it, or if you prefer, just open up a new browser and type in beyondtheordinaryshow.com/D28, and it'll take you to the same special offer page. It's $111, which is, you're so generous. I just freaking love you.
I know. I just want everybody to get this and see their lives shift like mine has. We were, you know, John, we were looking at my lady that comes to do all my checks and write out everything for the month and all that. We were looking at when she first came, I think it was about 7 years ago. And we were going, come on, come on. We're really happy if there was 15 grand left. Now there's thousands and thousands and thousands just in 7 years from doing this work.
Wow.
And doing work that makes me feel good about me. You know, I know I'm helping the world, even in my acting,
Yeah.
you know, because you bring your essence onto the screen with you. And I can't tell you how many times people say that when they see a film of mine.
Hmm.
But the healing work, you know, to know the truth and know how to do it and know how to, especially at my age, expand and expand and expand and expand and expand. You just have to share it, you know. So I am.
Especially at your age, Dee Wallace, it's even stop. It's like, it's just because who you are. And again, the healing work. And when my grandson was coming in, and I have psychics and readers and mediums, and it's like, oh my God, he's a big energy. He's a healer. He's this, he's that. And I have to share y'all, and I'll share the picture again. Just from that, I've shown him to my membership site with a point around that. We brought him onto this call to illuminate an understanding and provide an opening of perspective. He's doing nothing. He's not doing nothing. Supposedly he's doing nothing. But look, he's already healing all of us.
He's being.
Exactly.
That's what children know how to be the frequency of love and presence, right? We forget. And that's why it says, be as a little child to enter the kingdom of heaven. Right. You want to go home. I mean, how childlike was E.T.?
Yeah.
You know, like watching a toddler start to walk again, right?
By the way, I saw you and Drew did something together, Barrymore, and I called it. I called it a few months before. It's like, you guys were working together. I see something coming up. So I love that childlike energy you can feel coming through.
Yeah. I went back and did her show. You know, it's the 40th anniversary of E.T. And so there's a lot of press and publicity going on.
And a lot of the consciousness of the healing that's taken place through the appearance and from the heart expansion, the opening, and the reminder, again, of what's available there. Anything that y'all need to participate in, but this course, again, take advantage of this. It's really a special price. It's $111. You have a 2-payment option if that makes it easier for you. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, which I even hesitate to offer because it's
my gosh.
But okay. If y'all need that to give you permission, it's just, you're just being loved into it. Truly, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. The links in the chat box, or go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/D28. The one quick housekeeping question. We're getting questions as to at what time the live calls will be.
I believe there are different calls we're trying. Our intention is to do them on Saturdays and Sundays during more of the middle of the day. I believe April she should have all the,
we'll find out.
I'm pretty sure it's Saturdays and Sundays, more toward the middle of the day, so that everybody in all the time zones can participate. But I hesitate to ask this, but you send them all. If they buy the program, they get them all anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all worth, yeah.
Yeah. So I would love to have you on the live session, because the more we come together, the more we bring in. And you will absolutely get all of the information if you watch them afterwards.
And you're sweet in the energy of it, Dee, and I'm just going to be a little more bold and say, commit to yourself, commit to the dates, commit to the times, show up for yourself, know that this is for you. Be the conscious creator of your energy and participate. If you can't for other reasons, of course, it's understandable. But if it's open right now and it's like, well, it's this and that, and I don't know, and let me have the option open, commit and direct the energy and see what shall come. And see what shall come. You'll take advantage of
Yeah,
it.
creation's hard if you don't commit, guys.
Yeah.
You know, should I walk through that door? I don't know. Am I too old? Am I too young? Am I too fat? Is it the right time? You know, we do this for years and never walk through the door. So choosing, committing, taking action, it's all has to be in place for creation. And that's the truth.
Yeah. That's just this. Okay, y'all, the link is in the chat box. You know where to find it now. You know the website to go to. Wonderful. Dee, I'd love to take questions.
Yeah, sure. You know me. I love that.
If you guys have your hands raised, or ladies, I'll start promoting your panelist and we'll get to that.
I have to put my glasses on.
Put your glasses on. There is one question that came in from Kasha. So Kasha has a question.
Hi, Kasha. Yes.
So Kasha's asking if there's a way to release loyalties or one-sided contracts with our families. Like
yes.
That.
No, there are none. You see, that question tells me you have a belief. I'm assuming she's speaking about energetic contracts. That's usually
so, yeah.
That's usually what people are referring to. Yeah. You don't have any energetic contracts that you have to uphold that you have not agreed to. So break your agreement and decide what you want to do.
Oh, that's the church contract right there. Your loyalty, your one-sided.
Yeah.
It's like,
if it's not serving you, leave. Yeah, I know that's kind of tough. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're good. There you go, Kasha. Will you give yourself permission? Is the next question.
Who are they asking me?
No, I'm suggesting to Kasha, will she give herself to do
yes, that? Yes. Sorry, John. I thought we'd gone to somebody asking me a question. I'm going, wait, I'm a little confused.
No, it's right. All right, let's. Are you ready for the next caller? Or are you still on Kasha?
Yep.
Penny Carver, welcome to the call. And let's get you to unmute, please.
Well, that helps.
Hi, Miss Penny.
Thank you for calling on me.
I love your hutch behind you. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you know, your insight about consciousness and what it's
Yes.
asking us to wake up and feel where we've been and make the change. It really brought me to tears. So I wanted to say that. So
well,
I could
it touched the truth
as the truth. Yes, it touched me as the truth. I've been working on this daily log of resistance whenever I feel resistance.
Okay, so stop there.
Well,
stop there. What does your brain see when you say, I have to work on resistance?
Well, it's actually something I'm doing in a program. It said write down whenever you.
I want you, from what we've talked about in this program, what does your brain see when you say you have to work on resistance? If I say to you, don't you resist, your brain sees you resisting. Penny, try working on acceptance. I accept and I move forward everywhere in my life. Can you feel the difference between having to fix resistance and the freedom of opening up and flowing forward?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I would start putting your focus. You can do the same program, just change the words.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
Do you think that it's being resistant to say no to something you don't want?
No,
Like somebody asks you to do something and you don't want to, but all
no, I think you're honoring yourself by saying no.
right.
Whoa, big yes. Goes to my big yes. Okay.
I love this. Thank you so much, Penny.
Thank you.
I have to ask the question about programs, but this program tells me to do this. I'm in this course that tells me to do this other thing. And it's like, but I'm supposed to follow this particular way that,
Well, yeah, that came up for me when she asked that too. All I can say, guys, is I truly believe, and I'm sure other people do too, but I know, they're correcting me, I know that I teach the highest understanding. And my work started out as spirituality, and it's very much locked in with brain science now. And they're both saying the same thing, as is the true word of God. But most of the words of God are now man-made and limiting. So anything that is a negative, anything that makes you focus on the negative or fixing something or getting rid of something, that's not where you want to go. Because brain science says whatever you focus on, you create. Whatever you focus on. So the media got us all focused on COVID. What did we get more of? COVID. Instead of getting us to focus on creating health and balance in our lives. And knowing that we are in control. Okay. I'm glad you asked that, Sean.
Yeah, it's important. It's so important.
Yeah, I don't ever, when Penny asked me a question like that, my intention is not to bash another program.
No.
And I have to teach the truthfulness of what I know from my own work.
Well, I think it's important to bring clarity and to perspective around different awarenesses that are being taught, and they all have purpose, and they're beautifully intended. But for me, if we can bring awareness where we're not creating condemnation or judgment, because again, that is a vehicle for more condemnation and more judgments,
especially towards yourself. Yeah.
Especially towards yourself. If you're being looked at making something part of yourself wrong, we're creating more of that within ourselves. It's just automatic. And there could be a bridge for it that perhaps they're leading you into, but why even go there if you don't have to? Why not?
Exactly.
Why not take the direct path instead of this other path, which can be wonderful as well? But I wanted to bring and illuminate the bridge so that you don't necessarily have to go there, and take everything else that's good in what you're participating, Penny, or anybody else, and allow that to serve you and illuminate your light. And perhaps through your example, you can be an example for other people who are participating or in your life in that way also. You provide the bridge and the shortcut for others in the process through that self-love. All right, let's go to our next caller here that I want to go to. Christy, welcome to the call. Christy Buckley, let's get you to unmute.
Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Excellent. It's a new speaker, and I didn't know if I pressed the right button.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, gorgeous.
Excellent. So it's a good one. So I'm so happy you're here, and thank you so much for picking me.
Thank you.
I just wondered in general if I could tap in and see if you had anything for me. I'm trying to just accept and see what comes in.
It's better if you ask a specific question, Christy. You know, those are questions you ask psychics. I'm a channel.
That's fair.
Okay.
How can
You
I?
know what
perhaps-
you know what you want to ask. You're just a little hesitant in asking it.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
How do you understand the different voices and the clarity in your own direction if you're feeling confused?
Okay, you go to your heart. And all of us go to our minds. Oh, let me figure this out. Well, is this a better way to go? How am I going to handle all it? You always want to go to your heart. Your heart will always tell you the truth. Always tell you the truth.
Dee, let me ask you, when you go to that heart space, is it always an instantaneous answer? Or is there an acclamation sometimes that needs to take place as we maybe need to hear it more clearly or let it?
It's
Oh.
always instantaneous.
Hmm.
I know. I was kind of surprised about that answer too. I was testing it when you were talking. The heart knows. You've heard that statement. The heart knows what it knows, right? And it's true. But where our monkey minds, our minds are created to keep us safe. So they're created to doubt and question
Hmm.
instead of know. Your heart knows.
And I've been feeling lately that, yeah, your ego is fairly loud in your mind, and my heart is fairly quiet but calm and certain. I guess that's what I'm learning to discern.
Well, my channel has a different outlook on ego. It kind of likes ego. It
I don't
doesn't.
look at it as a bad thing. It's
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, my channel doesn't either. And like anything, an ego can be directed to be powerfully loving or powerfully harmful, as we've experienced a lot in our country lately. So you are the ones who direct your heart. You are the energy that directs everything in your life. So you go to your heart and you go, you tell me right now my highest truth. That's all I want to know is my highest truth and my highest understanding.
thank you.
Yeah. It's so easy, but we fight it because we don't think we're safe to make it that simple.
Because it's too easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the way we pay for our sins.
Thank you for that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Bringing it back to the beginning. Thanks, Christy.
Dee, can I ask a question for Christy? And Christy, maybe you want to ask
No.
and see. I can't. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, but
Okay, Christy, is there trepidation to be big?
Yeah. I've been
okay,
working on-
go to your heart. What does your heart say?
Thank you.
Does your heart want to be big?
Yeah, it tells me not
There
to be.
you go.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Like, yeah. So
Yeah, I
even if
felt
you
it
didn't hear
too,
that-
John.
Mhm.
I felt it like that when we asked you that question.
And what's wonderful, Dee, I want to bring awareness to this also. This is so cool because as that came in and the awareness came in, it's like, oh no, my heart's like, that came in. What happened? You may have felt something in your body. I felt something in my body. That's something in my body, or maybe that's something in your body, is the redirection of the flow of your energy. How intelligent is that? How amazing that what Dee is speaking about and our capacity to direct our energy is what we're feeling viscerally on these calls as a belief structure shifts that quickly.
It's powerful.
Wow.
It is so powerful. I'm just sitting here trying to keep myself in this chair. But I'm always, whenever we get together, John, we just, in your community, we just bring in amazing powerful information. It's so exciting to me.
Hmm.
Okay, next.
Yes, Marilena, welcome. Oh my God, you're awesome. Welcome. And Christy, thank you for being on.
Yeah, thanks.
Marilena, we can't hear you. And you're unmuted, but oh no, let's get you to unmute. Let's see if you can. Marilena, I will come back to you. Look at the bottom of your screen, and I'll come back to you in a second if we can see if you can get your voice on. All right, let's go now to B. Let's go to you. Welcome.
Hello. First of all, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
We
Yes,
can't
we
hear
Hello?
you.
Yes? Okay. First of all, thank you very much for hosting this meeting. I feel very privileged I can be here and very
Oh,
happy.
thank you. We're
Um,
privileged you're here
I-
too, baby.
My life has started to change a few months ago when I discovered Jennifer McLean. And thanks to Jennifer, I discovered you. And then I also discovered Joe Dispenza and other fascinating people, and I'm learning so much. I've decided I'm spending this summer investing in myself, and I stopped working and I'm just learning and changing from inside out. My question to you is, I've read on your website that you managed to manifest your daughter. I
Yes.
am 42. I am in relationship with someone. We had challenges and all, but recently our relationship is working really well. And I know deeply in my heart, I would love to bring a soul to this world and with this man. But the challenge is, the obstacle is that my man keeps saying that he doesn't want children. And I know deeply in my heart that he actually does want. He's wonderful
Okay, all right.
with
Dee,
children.
stop
And I
there.
believe that it
Stop
would be a
there.
making of him. Yes.
Stop there. Okay. First of all, guys, you cannot create for another person.
Yes.
All right,
I know.
everybody take that in. Those of you that are parents, those of you that have mates, those of you that are teachers, you cannot create for another person. We were given free will on this plane to create for ourselves. Now, when a relationship comes together, it becomes one entity.
Yes.
So if part of that entity does not want what this part wants, you are literally an entity divided against itself. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe
Hold
I
on.
know where it comes from.
Hold
Yes.
on, B. When I say you're going to change his mind, that's not the right question. The right question is, will he ever want children? According to my channel, it goes right to no. And what happens if this one entity of two people are confused in any way? It can show up in a lot of different ways. You can't get pregnant. You have problems during the pregnancy and you lose the baby. You have the baby and then he leaves. You have the baby and something's wrong with the baby because the energy is not united.
I believe it comes because I was unwanted by my father. So I got this belief that men in my life don't want children, and I respect
That's
that.
true.
But I, in this case, I know my man now very well, and I know that he actually, deep down inside him, he wants a child. He's just very scared.
It goes right
and
to no, B. I can only
I also-
tell you what my channel's bringing in. And they're saying no. So you have two choices. You leave this man and find a man that you love that wants to embrace having a child, or you stay with this man and accept that in this lifetime, you're not going to have a child of your own.
It is a little bit more complex, but I don't want to bore everyone and take too much time. Because this whole thing, this desire in my heart has grown in my life because I was meant to, I felt as unwanted child. I was always unwanted.
Yes.
And I did not want children either. I had abortion when I was much
but
younger.
my darling,
I
look,
now
you attract,
feel
because you believe you were unwanted, you have had attracted someone who matches that belief, that doesn't
I
want
know.
children.
I know now.
Yeah,
I know.
So
Look,
yeah, I
I-
have a big dilemma. I don't know what to do because I do love.
Well, start
But
telling
it's-
yourself that you do know what to do and go to your
Oh,
heart.
that's very
Go to
good
your heart.
point. Thank you.
All right.
Be-
Guys, you know, I bring all this information through with the highest love. And my job is to tell you exactly what the channel is giving me.
Can I just ask technical question about your course?
well,
I would like to buy it, but I might miss 2 sessions because I will be on holiday and I don't know what will be the internet connection. Will they be replaced?
John?
yes, there will be replays. There'll be recordings that
Yeah.
you'll be able to access. Yes.
Thank you.
I want to share something with you, Bean. I'm going to mute you in the process. Well, no, I'm not going to mute you. We'll get to the next live caller. Do you love your partner? Do you love him?
Yes, I do. That's the most exciting relationship I ever had.
Wonderful.
And he's also matching me in a blood type, and we match very well.
Yeah, and let me just continue. I'm going to do this
The,
quick.
the conflict is only about that. And
Well, I'm going to mute you for a
that's the
second here, just for a second, because I want to be very efficient in this with you. And it's very quick. You love him. Do the most loving thing that you can do for any person. Is to set them free. Set them free to their own choice. Don't create expectations. Don't create of how he has to show up. Don't create who he has to be. Don't create a creation so that you can fill a void within inside yourself. Just trust that in your love and releasing that love, it's actually a choice of self-love as well, but it's also the most loving thing that you can do, that we can do for someone that we say that we love.
Yep.
And in that, what is truly for you will be there, but your love, and this is you loving yourself so deeply that you're filling the gap of that which you didn't receive within yourself, that you trust that wherever the chips may fall, that there you are with you. And there's no greater gift. Nobody can give that to you except you. But we practice that by setting others free of the expectations that we have of filling something within ourselves. And this isn't a psychological thing. It's redirecting your energy back to you, back to fulfilling yourself. If you love him so much, set him free of the expectation. You may be surprised. Now you will be surprised beyond expectation for yourself of what will show up. I love you, hon. I'm going to let you go. Marlena, let's get you now to unmute and be blessings too.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay, we can.
Thank you, John, for coming back. Hi, Dee, it's me now, Marilena. You know me by my chocolate.
Yes, I sure do, baby.
Okay, so my question is, we've had a little session and I've been working about the self-love equals trauma, that you said I Okay,
That's a belief that she had put together.
okay, that's what I needed to ask you. It seems like the belief, when I get ahead, the belief comes roaring up. And so I do my affirmation, but at times I feel
It
like,
is not an affirmation,
No, no.
Marlene.
right, thank you.
You are directing, commanding energy
Okay, then that's probably,
through love, with love.
okay, I bet you that's what I'm getting fouled up of. I'm thinking it as an affirmation.
That's a true statement. That's not helping you. But
Okay,
there's also something else. Sheets, book. Give me a movie, any movie that pops in.
come on, hurry. Okay, Alice in Wonderland.
Okay. When you think about the phrase, sorry, I'm in the channel. You're going to have to repeat it. Self-love equals trauma.
Yeah, you had said that it was emotional
Okay.
trauma.
Okay. So when you go to work on that, they're saying you go down the rabbit hole. You like dive down into the rabbit hole of remembering the trauma.
Oh,
Okay. You just want to love loving yourself
okay.
and know that that's magnetizing to you all the beautiful things that you want to come into your life, all the beautiful relationships.
And that happens, Dee. It's just me and me.
That's right.
It's me fighting me, which I'm really kind of fun.
And that's what we're all doing, guys.
Okay.
It's us against us. And it's usually what your little girl or little boy was taught from conception to 8 years old. By 8 years old, our self-esteem, how we see ourselves in the world, and how we see the world seeing us, completely locked in by 8 years old.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
So tell me, what
Yeah.
were you taught about loving yourself when you were little?
Well, it was selfish.
Okay,
was-
and
yeah.
how were you punished for that?
Oh, well, I wasn't seen or heard. I was ignored.
Okay,
And I
for a
was-
child, being ignored, there's pretty much no bigger trauma than that.
Well, right. And I was full of energy. I mean, I knew that. There was only one aunt in Italy who just could hardly wait to see me. But my grandmother and everybody said, oh my God, she's just so much.
Yeah, they said that about my daughter now too, and now she's grown in a dynamo.
Yeah.
Everybody's going, boy, you did something right, right?
Yeah.
See, you're paying for your sins
Yeah.
by holding yourself back.
Right.
You've got to give yourself permission to take that energy and go, yeah, here I am, baby. Come on, world. Here I am, right?
All right. Thank
Okay.
you, Dee. Thank
You
you, John,
bet.
for coming back to me.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you for coming on. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Love your smile and your energy also.
Oh, thanks. You're
Yeah,
sure handsome, by
beautiful.
the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good day. Ciao.
Have a great day. Oh my goodness. This has been amazing as always. I want to ask you a question before we wrap up the call today, but y'all, the special offer of Dee, again, the 5 live sessions, the creation process. And Dee tells you exactly with so much love, just what's coming through, and she won't let you get in your own way. Not while she's there.
No, I
How
won't.
beautiful is that?
It's tough love, but it's deep love. for
It's
sure.
beautiful love, and it's love. It's a love that doesn't allow the expectations of who we think we have to be to satisfy others to get something that we want, that is really the freedom that you provide. So it's, again, it's not a condemning love. It's not a guilting love. It's not a shaming love. It's a love that sees you where you're doing perhaps that to yourself and releases you of that burden.
Yeah, it's a freedom love, guys. It's a freedom love.
Oh, so cool. So it's, again, the special offer, the links in the chat box. We'll run the replay. It'll be up in a couple of hours at the latest. We'll send a link out for that. You can always access replays by going to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. And oh, Dee, what are you excited about?
Life. I'm, you know, John, I get up every day and I say, what can I create? I mean, when all that new information came in about the energy and the consciousness and all that, I thought, how much more exciting life can I live? You know? And then I go, I have, I think, 10 films coming out.
What?
3 on the board, and a TV show coming up that I'm filming. I'm just doing everything I love.
Wow.
And I say all the time, if somebody wants a testament of my work, look at my life.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I'm joyful and I'm healthy and I'm happy and creating like a banshee. And I just, when I get a chance to share it, it just gives me so much joy. So much joy. So,
Wow. And for me, again, you're an example of
well,
how we can create. You just are, you're an embodiment of them. That's why I love having you on here and you sharing your truth and questioning your truth. And
always, yeah.
But you do it with so much self-love. You do it with so much playfulness, and you do it with like, I'm not putting up with my BS either, right? It's all of it.
Yeah, my channel says joy and love, joy and love, joy and love. That's how you create everything. Know what you want, commit to it. Joy and love, joy and love, joy and love.
That is a mantra for the rest of the day and the rest of the rest of your life, y'all. Marching orders. Oh my God, I love you. Thank you so much. Just
Oh, thank you to everybody. Love you so much. Thanks for everything you brought in.
good night, everybody. See y'all soon on the next call. Have a great day.
Bye.